48, the live show.
Welcome to another episode of SLP's Wine and Cheese. I'm Deb.
And I'm Maria.
And here's our podcast.
For the Realistic SLP.
Welcome!
Here we are again, and we are still reveling in the amazingness that was our live podcast recording and our comedy club. Well, not our comedy club, but being
And
the
comedy
hosts.
show.
Yeah, being the hostesses or hosts
Yes.
of the comedy show.
Exactly. That was
Yeah.
so fun. I'm so thankful to everyone who came out.
Same.
I keep thinking back, like, I didn't talk to enough people. I didn't thank enough people.
too.
And I just want to throw out there a huge thank you. And I guess I was maybe I'm making this up, or maybe I did feel pretty nervous, but I just didn't feel like I did or said enough. So if I didn't, or if you got that impression, I am so grateful. Thank you for coming.
I am very thankful as well. I did get to speak to some of the listeners. I wish I was able to speak to more and for longer, but we really did have to get out of the comedy club
Right.
because they had another show. But the people that I did talk to, I really enjoyed listening to them and their stories and where everyone is in terms of of the field. So like a lot of grad students, some that just graduated. So that was exciting. I felt
Right.
their enthusiasm, you know?
Yeah, I was so happy to see some of my grad students there. Both of my
Yes.
CFs came.
Oh, that's so nice.
And then some people who came to the similar show that I did last year, they came again. And I was happy to see them and talk to them. I guess what happens to me is that I guess I get nervous with a big group. So once one person starts talking to me, I just really focus in on that so that I don't feel all of the stuff around me. So I spend more
Okay.
time with people, probably longer.
Gotcha. I feel like I'm the opposite.
Right.
Where I'm like, I don't want to spend too much time with just one or two people because then
Mhm.
I don't want the other people to feel left out. So I
Right.
was trying to make my way and mingle.
I mean, we
But
all
that's-
get nervous. That's my way of being nervous. I feel like no one
Mhm.
ever thinks I get nervous, but I guess I do.
Okay, we all get nervous.
Yeah.
It's okay to be nervous. It's like a
Yeah.
social story. Sometimes I am
Sometimes.
nervous. This is my body saying I'm excited.
Right.
Okay.
And there is a lot going on.
Right. A lot going on with this wine.
Right. Right.
This wine is great. That's what I have to say. So I had, which I made a slight joke, actually a big joke at the comedy club, that I did not enjoy the UPS guy, which they will
Right.
hear.
Yes.
Why did I not enjoy the UPS guy? Because this wine by Grateful Palate,
Mm-hmm.
part of the bitch line, that's the name of the wine,
Right.
people. I'm not cursing.
Right.
Yes, they were supposed to also deliver wine, and it was supposed to be there in time.
Right. But it was not.
It was not. So we're just gonna talk about the wine on the episode and feature it on some
a couple
number
more
of-
moving
yes.
forward. But we were
Yeah.
happy with the amount of wine we had, so I think it was actually fate. And we were so happy that we got Bread and Butter's rosé in time, and you'll hear about that once we get onto our live recording.
So I
But
just
yeah, you
wanted to-
talk about bitch.
Yeah.
No,
Are you calling me one? Or
I'm
what?
just
No,
saying that
kidding.
if you drink too much of it,
Right, because you are what you eat.
Or
slash
drink, right?
Or drink, right.
yeah.
So this is part of Grateful Palate, and they are a online store you could access, and we're going to leave their link in the show notes. And this is from the Grenache grape, which I didn't know that this is a very fancy grape from Spain.
From Spain, yeah.
Yeah, from an area called Calatayud. And the Grenache grape is very common in many wines, so it does have, just not a basic, but a classic wine taste, I would
Yeah.
say.
It's very easy to drink.
Yes.
It just goes right down. You're not like, ooh, that's bitter, or ooh, that's sweet. It's just very smooth.
Absolutely.
Even-bodied.
It's even-bodied. There
I think
you
this
go.
is what even-bodied is.
I would say so.
Yeah.
It has that bitch,
That bitch
that
feel?
bitch. It has that bitch feel.
It's already
yeah.
happening
It's
to
already
you.
happening. I'm aggressive now. It has that acidic kick, I like to
Mhm.
call it, but it's a light kick. It's not
Right.
an overwhelming kick.
It's not a bitchy kick to
It's
your
not a-
face.
Yeah, I mean, maybe
pleasant.
it is. If someone were to kick me, I'd be like,
Right.
"What are you, a bitch?"
That
you know?
really can't come off all kind or anything.
Right, because it's a light kick.
Yeah, it's a light kick. It's a
Yeah.
hello.
Hello there. Like, hello, I am there on your
Mhm.
palate. So definitely drink it for
Yes,
sure.
I vote drink it.
Yes. Let's have a cheers to
Cheers.
our live show audience members.
Mhm.
Thank you guys for coming.
And it was so fun. Maria and I had a blast, and we really
Mhm.
hope that you all come to our next show.
Yes.
And I'm going to say it now. My goal is for our next show to be at New York Comedy Club instead. I love the Creek in the Cave, but I think we need more seats next time.
Yes, we
Because
do.
we ran out and there were people standing. So
I know.
I'm
I
saying
felt
it
terrible.
now. And our next show is going to be November or December. Well, probably not November because of Asha.
Right.
So probably December. And it'll be at New York Comedy Club in Manhattan.
That one, that exact one, or just a New York comedy
No,
club?
New York Comedy Club. They have
Okay.
2 locations, so one of them. But yeah, we'll do it there.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm
The
gonna start-
cousin is Mike's. The cousin. The owner is
cousin.
Mike's cousin.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
All
so
right.
we're in.
So
He-
Mike will be there.
Yes, and we'll have other comedians there too, who will be determined. And yeah. So without further ado, should we get to our live show?
Let's do it.
We hope you all enjoy.
Yes, and we also would like to say, let us know your thoughts, and you could always leave us a review on iTunes. I mean, we might as well
right.
talk about that now.
Yeah, I forgot. I looked at our stats. We have approximately 8,000 listeners all around the world. We have
Woohoo.
81 reviews, so that's a little bit less.
Yeah.
And we are so appreciative of our listeners. And if you would like to give back to us at all and help the podcast out, just review us on iTunes so that it's easier for more SLPs to find us.
Absolutely, we're all about that.
Yeah. So are we ready for the live show?
We are ready.
Hey everyone, welcome! Yay, we're so happy you guys are here. Hello.
Hi, my mic stand is broken,
That's
but
all
that's fine. I'm going to hold it here. Wow. Thank you all for coming. I was getting really nervous. Maria was pretty sure she was going to manifest all of you, so we're really glad that you all came out.
But I did it, so look at that.
Yeah, I mean, worst came to worst, we were just going to be like me, Maria, and 15 bottles of free wine.
Yeah, I mean, what's wrong with that? That's like our
It-
usual times that we hang out. right?
Yeah,
So-
I mean, it certainly wasn't a bad plan B.
No,
Not
definitely
at all.
But this is our plan A, to have a live episode of SLP's Wine and Cheese.
Woo! Yeah. Give it up for the podcast. Also,
Yes.
give it up for Gabriel Mayers. How awesome is he? And also, thank you to the Creek in the Cave for hosting us this evening and all the comedians that you will see. And yeah, like Maria said, that was our plan for all of you to show up and be here for our first ever live recording of the podcast.
Exactly. So let's find out where everyone is from. Make some noise if you're from New York. Woo! All right, New York.
Yeah.
Make some noise if you're from out of town. Oh, okay. All right. Come on.
Make some
guys.
noise if you're a transplant.
Oh.
Oh, a couple. Did you move here thinking it was going to be like Sex in the City and find out it's a lot more like Hey Arnold? You got tricked.
So where's everyone from? I want to know.
Yeah, where were those transplants?
Yes.
Where are you?
Oh, we have a transplant.
Ah.
Nice. Where do you live now? Oh, okay.
Well, where in New York? Like what neighborhood? Specifically, give me your address.
Yeah. So
Chelsea. Nice. Fancy.
nice.
Who
Coast to
else? Let's
coast.
see. Where are you from? New York? So general. Where specifically? I want to visit. Yes.
Yeah.
In Chelsea.
Oh.
It's a big Chelsea crowd.
Do you guys know each other? No.
Oh,
Now,
well.
Look at that.
Now, 2 SLPs having their own wine and
Yes.
cheese in Chelsea
Right.
next week.
Actually, are there any grad students in this?
Woo!
Yes. Yes, you guys are free
Yeah.
For now.
I might
For
have seen
now.
some grad students that were in my class.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Thanks for coming. I'm so happy that you hadn't already seen enough of me.
Yeah. I was like, you guys already passed. You did not have to come
I know.
back to like.
Well, I did tell them they could fail if they didn't support me.
Oh, okay. Right.
Yeah, I was in the syllabus.
Yes, good.
You have to read those.
Good.
Yeah.
I never did.
You didn't?
I did.
I didn't until I became a professor and all the students really held me to it. I'm like, I don't even know what this thing says.
So where?
We didn't even find out if there's any licensed therapists here.
We didn't.
No. Are there
Alright.
any licensed therapists?
Oh, shit.
Woo! A couple?
They're like afraid. They're like.
Did you just
I
get
think
your
so.
C's?
No.
Oh, okay. So you just didn't want to participate. All right, let's hear any CFs. Any CFs here? Oh, very nice. Do you cry every day when you go home?
They're like so fresh, you know. They're like yes, and SLPs
Yeah.
are like we're here.
SLPs, they're tired. They're like,
Yeah.
what have I done?
Yeah, you guys made it out on a Friday night. That's an accomplishment. Yeah. Give it up for them. Awesome.
But yeah, so we are SLP's Wine and Cheese, or we're Deb and Maria, whatever you want to say we are. And we have a podcast, and I'm assuming that you all listen, but do you? Yeah?
Yes. Okay.
So each week we have a different wine and cheese pairing, right, Maria? Tell us about
Yes.
it. What's our wine and cheese
So-
segment about?
Every week we have a different wine, and we have a segment on the show called Sink It or Drink It. And, you know, obviously drink it, and then sink it, still drink it, but, like, just don't drink it
Don't get
after.
it again.
Don't get a new
You don't have-
bottle. Like, don't waste
Hello.
precious wine.
You don't have to keep getting that wine, but, like, just drink it.
Definitely still drink it. But that's one of my favorite segments on the show. So
I mean, it's what inspired the whole show.
alcohol. Yeah, alcohol inspired our show. What's wrong with
Yeah.
that?
So, did everyone get a chance to taste our sponsors for this evening, Bread and Butter Wines?
So, yes.
Yeah?
All right, we're going to talk about the wine. So, this is a rosé from Bread and Butter.
Mhm.
They are a very fancy wine company. Even our waitress, our hostess, I guess.
Yeah.
Essence.
Give it up for Essence.
Yeah, give it up for Essence. She was like,
Yeah.
oh.
I was Essence for 10 years. I worked as a waitress in a comedy club the whole time I was in undergrad and grad school. So I had to, like, feed people alcohol and watch them become progressively disabled throughout the show. And I was like, I totally can be a speech pathologist. Got it.
So anyway, she even said that this is a fancy wine. So we have a fancy wine sponsor, and we have a rosé, and Deb is going to tell us
Taste
about it.
No, I want to taste it first. Should I tell you? No, I want some wine. I need some. Okay.
Guys, cheers.
Oh,
Well,
cheers to
Thank
everyone.
you.
Cheers.
Cheers. eye
Cheers.
contact.
Okay. Yep. There we go. Yeah, I really like this
I
one.
like it. I
vote drink it.
I vote drink it.
What about you guys?
Guys.
Do you vote?
Let me
Drink.
hear. If you vote drink it nice and loud. If you hate it, but we'll just finish this cup, and you vote sink it, let me hear say sink it.
Okay, thank God. They
Wow,
gave us
good.
a lot.
Okay, good.
So I'm going to actually read you the notes on this wine, though.
Yes.
It's a 2018 vintage rosé. The nose expresses generous aromas of fresh strawberries, green melon, and hints of hibiscus and rose petal. The mouth, this is an elegant style of rosé. It enters the palate with layered flavors of strawberry and melon. The rich texture is completed with balanced acidity, leading to a refreshing and supple finish. Pairings, it's a versatile wine for pairing. It's great with roasted chicken, salads with apples and walnuts, Thai food, butternut squash soup, crab, or salmon.
So pretty
All
much
right.
any time you could have this
Yeah,
wine.
anytime.
Pretty much.
So you guys can look up Bread and Butter, our lovely sponsors, and thank them for all of our free samples. Cheers.
Cheers again. Why not? We keep drinking.
Yeah. All right, so I did plan on us sitting in these
Yeah.
chairs at this point, but those chairs are far away and my mic stand's broken, so
Yeah.
let's just stay
We're gonna
here.
stand.
Yeah.
So,
This is good. It makes
Thank
me
you. She's
feel
so
like I have a
helpful.
job.
aw, what's your name? I don't think we got her name. Julie. Aw, are you friends with Jamie? Aw, they're so cute.
Julie and Jamie,
Julie and JJ.
besties. Do you have necklaces?
Yeah, don't leave Melissa out. Melissa's like, I'm here too. Like,
Yeah.
I get it. Aw, they're cute.
Yeah.
So, great.
All right, so what's going on, Maria?
Nothing really. I'm just chilling.
Oh, that's an understatement. You're hosting a live comedy show at the Creek in the Cave
Yeah.
for our podcast for the 1-year anniversary.
Right, I know, but I'm just winging it, you know.
That's a cliche.
I know. No pun intended.
We really need to go over what a pun is. Maria just overuses puns all the time. Anytime she says something funny, she's like, no pun intended. But I'm like, I think you meant to be funny.
Yeah, I did. But I feel like I'm like a wizard with my words.
A
I would
simile
say.
now. She's the wizard for figurative language. Are you saying all this figurative language on purpose?
Precisely my point, you pimpin' pimpette.
Alliteration.
Princess?
Now.
Yeah.
Now alliteration. That's great.
Yeah.
You are like a wizard with words.
I
Why?
am. I just like conjure it up. But I figured because we are here at the Creek in the Cave, which is a comedy place. I guess
Club.
you-
It's a club.
Comedy club. And there's a lot of jokes here, and that's what we're trying to explain to our audience members, that jokes have figurative language.
Right.
Like a metaphor.
You seem to know a lot about figurative language.
Of course.
Yeah.
I'm SLP.
Do you know what a really long metaphor is called?
What?
A meta 5.
Good one. Good one.
I'm sensing a little bit of sarcasm there now.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I'm really keen with my paralinguistic features of language, so you can't get anything past me.
All right, that was like a lot because of like I'm sure there's like non-speech people here. We forgot to say like where the non-speech people make some noise.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Oh, there's a lot of you.
Yeah,
Sorry.
see? All right, what Deb really meant to say was that words also have other features to them, like rising intonation, like your voice going up or your voice going down. So, like when I said, good one, Deb, she sensed that I was sarcastic.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, which most people can catch on to, I think. But yeah, so paralinguistic features of language, those are the nuances of language, how like your intonation and stress can change the meaning of what you're saying.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
if you have someone that has a difficulty with using proper stress, your words might come out a little bit funky.
Right, and they
Right.
might be misunderstood. Like, I think Maria knows I have a little story about this, and she might have been trying to lead me into it.
I think I was, but I didn't really want you to say
I
that
know,
I
it's like
was.
you're really good at transitions, and I'm more like, this is what's happening now,
Yeah.
so that I have time to think. But what had happened was, there was this little girl, and I wasn't working with her, but somebody else was, and I just like this story. And so she was learning about all African animals, and she was really enjoying this animal unit, and especially the African elephant. But she really struggled to utilize pitch appropriately, and every time she wanted to hear a story, she would be like, I want to hear the frickin' elephant.
African elephant.
A frickin' elephant.
The stress was all off.
Yes.
So it changes the whole word.
Yes.
And what did that speech therapist say? Like, what'd you call me?
I don't know.
kinda
It was
have-
just such a good story. I
Oh.
think she didn't even follow it up with that. I don't know what her comeback was, but I would have been like, here's your frickin' elephant.
Right. Pun intended.
That's not a pun! Puns are homophones.
Right. Yes. The same word twice.
It's words with multiple meanings. So, like,
Right.
yeah. So if I were going to be like, can you go get the mail? And I was like, yeah,
Oh,
that
talking
guy.
about a guy?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Are there
see?
any guys?
Pun.
Are there any guy SLPs here, aka unicorns? No.
Oh.
Yes, that's.
Unicorns.
They are. There's not many male SLPs.
There,
No?
yeah, there aren't.
There
But I
aren't.
didn't know that we should call them unicorns. I just thought you were getting really phallic with the male SLP thing.
Oh, no. Why?
Whoa.
All right.
But
So, do you want to hear a joke?
yeah, I
Jokes.
do.
Yeah. Do you guys?
Does
wanna
anyone
hear my
else want to
jokes?
hear a joke from Maria?
It does not involve puns.
Well, if it did, you wouldn't know.
Right. Good point.
She is bilingual,
Yes.
so
Nah.
that could have something to do with
Is
her.
anyone here Greek?
No.
Fail. Yes, we hear one. Nah.
That's her dad.
Yeah, you didn't really have to say it was my dad, like, you know. But she did. So, anyway.
The Greeks.
we stick together. Anyway, so I was looking up some nice literal jokes.
I'm excited. Maria
Yeah.
did not tell me any jokes.
I did not.
So here we are.
Yes. What makes you smile?
Am I supposed to answer?
Yeah.
The UPS guy.
Oh, yeah. No, not for me today. But your face muscles, there they are. Get it? It was a literal joke. That's what makes you smile.
I think we should vote Sink It on that
Oh,
joke.
God. All right. Do you have a better one?
I think so.
Is this like a joke off?
Yeah, it's a joke
All right,
off.
let me get ready.
What do you call a fake noodle?
I don't know.
An impasta.
Oh, okay.
I've told that on Instagram a bunch, so
Boo,
too many
Sink
people knew
it.
it. No,
Aw,
I
that's
know
okay.
another one.
I have
I know
another one, too.
I know a lot of jokes.
Okay.
I'm just gonna twirl this while
All
I
right,
think
I
about
have a
it.
joke.
All right, you go.
What did the man say when he walked into the bar?
Ouch.
Oh, how'd you guys know that one? I thought that was such a good one.
Yeah.
I decided to choose literal jokes where Deb, I'm sure, was going to pick the more creative ones. Someone that was funny.
Thank you.
I was like, is she making fun of me?
Well,
No,
a point
luckily, I can't see anything right now.
Right.
Just
That's
like the
that's
two.
why this is easier than you
Jamie,
always
Jamie,
think it will
Michelle.
be. It's like I'm just talking to a dark room with wine.
Right.
My joke is so I like to use jokes for articulation therapy because if they mess up the punchline, then I'm like, oh, I didn't understand you, and then I have them repeat that punchline using the correct sounds, and then it comes out beautifully because what we're all chasing in life is that laugh, that one time we crushed, right? So that's what I do to the children because I know that humans are suckers for that.
Yeah.
And so does anyone work on minimal pairs when they're doing articulation or
Minimal
phonology?
pairs.
What are those?
I'm gonna get because there's like the non-speech people
right,
here.
yeah, for
who,
those
like,
muggles.
Right, who are dragged here. Yeah, our front row is like, what is happening? Please, we need like subtitles. Minimal pairs are words that differ by just one sound. So like P, T, or
Yeah,
kite,
bite.
bite.
Yeah.
There we go.
And usually you like pair them together to target a immature phonological process, such
So-
as cluster reduction.
What? even after like this glass, I'm like, what? So what she means is if a kid, let's say, is saying like kite, but they really want to say.
How about you can say
Yeah, it
Kate
was
and skate?
Cake. Yeah, they want to say cake, but they're. Oh, no, sorry.
No,
they want to
cluster.
say skate,
Yeah.
but they're saying cake. So you're like, did you really want to go out and cake? Or
Right.
did you want to go out and skate? So
Right.
you pair them together so they could hear, oh, no, that's not what I wanted to say.
Right, so they can discriminate between the two. So I'm sure you're all familiar with why did the chicken cross the road? Why? Right, so why did he cross the playground? Yeah!
Oh,
all right,
who
you get a
said
prize.
that?
There we
Yeah.
go.
Should we give a free shirt for that?
Yeah, you get a free
Yes,
shirt.
You get a free shirt. Yes.
So that's like a type of joke that I would utilize during some cluster reduction therapy. So I think we established that Maria and I are minimally funny, like minimal pairs, and we're gonna
Right.
decide to leave the comedy to the professionals.
Yeah.
And hopefully there are some professionals here now. So
Yeah. Comedians like to be fashionably late.
yeah, they do because they always look good.
Yeah.
That's why,
Oh,
right?
okay.
So who's ready to see some real stand-up comedy? Let's hear it.
Give
from
it up.
noise.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Yeah. All right, now let's see if this side of the room,
Oh.
Maria's side, is
Yeah,
able
my
to
side.
beat my very
Oh, come
strong
on.
and mighty side
My
on this
side.
side. So
My
let's hear
side.
you.
Ready? My side. Let's go. Yeah.
All right. My side, let's hear it. Woo!
Come on.
I knew it. All right, welcome to the stage, the lovely Ashley Hamilton.
How are you guys? Pretty good handshakes, right? Okay. Honestly, that was very loud from this side, considering this side is like 3 seats thicker. Okay. You guys are doing good? Hell yeah, me too. Are you guys excited that it's warm out again? Yeah? Oh my god, same. I miss summer so much. Catcalling season, do you guys remember it? Yeah? Pretty good. Do you guys get catcalled? Yeah? A bit? Okay. I hear it all the time. They're always like, hey, beautiful, where are you going, gorgeous? It's not directed at me, but I hear it, you know? Just like loud and clear, I get what you're saying. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like people yell stuff at me in the street, but it's always like meaner. Do you guys experience that? Okay. I go running a lot. Thank you so much. I go running, and there's this one guy in my neighborhood who's just, I don't know, always there. And he'll yell at me when I run by. He'll go, "Look at you go, spider legs." Do you guys think that's nice? Okay. I have no idea, and I've just been waiting for one person to be like, "It's a compliment." And then I would believe you, you know? That's all it takes is one person to lie to me. So if anyone wants to, okay. I would be fine with it. I don't know. I don't think that anyone should yell stuff at women when they walk down the street, but I think that if you are going to, you could include me, you know? I think that, like, you should not, I don't know, like, speak to anyone in a way that makes them uncomfortable, but if you're going to do it to, like, 5 women and then a 6th one who's me walks by, lump me in, you know? I think that that's okay. I used to live in Los Angeles, which I know, but you didn't really get catcalled so much there because no one was walking, you know what I mean? You just, like, get in your car and get from point A to point B, but I did have a couple friends tell me that they would be, like, in a parking lot or something, and they would see a guy in his car jerking off at them. And I was like, wow, that is very gross, but where, you know? She's like, that's like a super disgusting thing to hear about, but I hate that I'm finding out about it from hearing. So, it's a real toss-up for me. Let's see, I went to the eye doctor recently. Has anyone tried that? Yeah? Okay. Do you like it? I don't know. I was not into the experience. I feel like they're very elitist about how you should be able to see everything, and it's like, I see a lot, you know? Like a good amount, and I feel like I should get credit for that, you know? It's like, ask me the letters I do know, and tell me I did a good job. That's all I've ever wanted to hear. I went to the eye doctor, and I don't know, they want you to read, like, teeny tiny letters from very far away, and it's like, for what? And then they said it's so that you could read signs that are a long ways away. And I was like, yeah, I'm a patient person. I'll get closer, you know? And that just, like, did not fly. And they won, and I got glasses. I got them, and it was very cool. I'll give them that. You put them on, and it's just like the whole world is in HD all of a sudden, you know? It's pretty crazy. I was in Los Angeles, and I put them back on for the first time there, and it was like, wow, have those mountains always been here, you know? They had, and then I was walking down the street, and I saw a guy in his car jerking off at me, and I was like, oh my God, I've been beautiful the whole time, you know? So, like, that was very cool, I think. I don't know. Let's see, a lot of you guys do speech stuff. Yeah, it's a pretty important job. I used to have a very important job also. I did social media for a fashion blog. Anybody else? Okay. I got fired from doing social media from a fashion blog. Okay. Did you guys know that that was a real job and that you could get fired from it? I didn't. Okay. It was crazy because I, like, thought it would be fun, and then you get there and you find out that everyone at the fashion blog thinks that what they do is, like, important. And I was like, uh-oh, okay. Oh, we came to the wrong place. We had, like, serious meetings a lot, and that was shocking for me, I think. We had serious meetings about what the next, like, hot color was going to be after millennial pink. Do you guys know what it is? Orange? I don't know. I got fired, so it's like information above my head, I think. I don't know. I'm not, like, super good at jobs. I majored in film, which is, I don't know. Did anyone try that? Okay. It was certainly a choice. It's one of those things, okay, here's where it gets complicated. Okay, so, like, growing up when you watch a lot of movies, the plot of every movie is, like, you're like, someone wants to do something, and then everyone around them is like, you can't do that thing, and then they do it, right? So then I was like, I want to major in movies, and my parents were like, you can't do that. And I was like, oh, I know this, you know? And then I was like, please don't stop paying my phone bill. That's how the movie ended this time. I don't know. Let's see what I want to talk about. Oh my God, speaking of speech, it came to my attention recently that I possibly have an annoying voice. No need to speak up on it. One of my friends told me that my voice sounds like the voice that girls use when they're making fun of other girls. You know? Okay, you don't have to agree or disagree. It's just what I heard. I don't know. I feel like I don't hate my voice, but it is certainly high. It's up there, and the only thing that I don't like about it is that it makes some stuff like a little bit harder. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you've ever had like a high-pitched girl voice and wanted a very specific request from a DJ. They want nothing to do with it, you know? They just like really assume that you're being selfish about that request, and it's like, okay, well, everyone here wants to hear Britney Spears, so I don't know why you're acting like that's wild. I don't know. I speak for the room. I don't know if you guys have ever had like a high-pitched girl voice and then tried to get out of like a car accident situation. Okay, I got glasses last year. You know, I lived in Los Angeles. I crashed my car left and right. Every time that you crash your car and then you get out to try and explain what happened, as soon as they hear your voice, they assume that you crashed your car because you were looking at your phone. And it's like, okay, please give me a little bit of credit. I crashed my car because I got bored from not looking at my phone. You know, what's there to see out there? Road? No, thank you. Okay, I moved to New York for a reason. Do you guys date a lot? Oh, wow, there's like enthusiastic yes smattered around the room, and I loved that. I've been dating a lot recently. I was on hiatus, and then I just came back. Everybody noticed. But I came back, and I finally figured out my type, which I think is very important. My type is guys who are out of my league. I love them so much. They are very hot. I don't know if you guys have considered hot guys, but highly recommend. I love guys who are out of my league so much. The only problem is one time I was dating a guy who was out of my league, and then he started to like me back. And I was just like, okay, so you're not who I thought you were at all, you know? You're just like attainable. This is disgusting. That's not what I wanted in the slightest. I don't know. The most recent person that I dated, can I just tell you guys about this real quick? I have dated a lot of people with no hobbies, and I was like, no, we're done with that. And so then I just dated someone whose main hobby is base jumping. Have you guys heard of that? It's jumping off buildings with a tiny parachute and just crossing your fingers. Okay, he loves base jumping. He does it often, which I would say is too often, you know? Just like a little bit too much for me. I feel like base jumping is like kind of a weird hobby because it's like marathon running, where it's like if you do it twice, people are like, oh my God, tell me about it. But if you do it a lot, everyone's like, you're sick, you know? Oh my God, what's wrong with you? I don't know. I am notoriously bad at breakups, though, and he will definitely die. So I think that'll make things easier. I don't know. I feel like the only reason I am very into this relationship is I'm used to being the stupidest one. So this has been pretty fun for me. Is anyone here on dating apps? Yeah, that's how I met the base jumper. Be careful. I don't know. Was anyone here on dating apps when they were new? No? Well, like back when they were, you know, fresh on the phones? Yeah, it was better then, right? There's like one person who was there. Okay, in my experience, when dating apps were first invented, it was just like a fresh, deserted island, you know? Just like everyone who was single was on an airplane that crashed there at the exact same time. And so we all just like sort of soaked in the white sand beaches and like partied and built shelters together, you know? And then I got off the island and crashed back onto the same island like 4 years later. And now everyone is just feral and eating each other, you know? People are so mean about heights, and they all say in their profile, no basics. And it's like, okay, well, I'm a white girl from the suburbs. I don't know how I can explain to you that I have a story, you know? Okay, thank you guys.
Give it up for Ashley! Woo!
It's me again.
And
We wanna hang out
you
with
don't have
Ashley.
enough I didn't plan all this out, right? That's fine. All right.
Just enjoying Ashley's company.
I think Ashley's so funny. I love all your jokes, especially the eyesight ones.
Yeah, me too. I like that one too.
Except I always wanted glasses, and I lie at every test, and they always find me out.
Oh, they go back and forth so many times. You have to really keep track of where you're at with what you can and can't see.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm like, no, I can't, but I can. So
We wanted to do something fun
we
with
were
Ashley.
thinking. So do you know what a speech pathologist does? I just roped you into this. Sorry.
Nope.
Okay.
So we work with children and adults with speech language communication, feeding, and swallowing disorders.
I have that.
Which one? All of them?
I guess all.
Okay. Well, we're going to give you a present level assessment so that you can find out.
Oh, no.
Oh no, you're making her nervous already, right? It's gonna be okay. We're gonna be good. We're gonna have fun.
No, it's good.
Yeah.
It's good. So, how are you with opposites?
I think good.
Okay, good. Yeah. I gave this to my grad school class, and they were like, for what level is this? And I'm like, yeah, she's one of them.
She's
And I
still
was-
traumatized from your class. She's like, oh my god, I remember that.
Well, I made it intentionally more difficult because, I'm assuming you're typically developing and injury-free. So what's the opposite of approximately?
I don't know that one either.
The opposite of a, definitely.
Okay, or exactly. I was going for exactly, so I'm going to say no, you
I'm
didn't
gonna
get
help
that
Ashley
one right.
cheat on this assessment.
So
I'm like that parent whispering the answers, like on the
Yeah.
assessment. Like, yes, point to that picture.
What is the
Got you.
opposite of vague?
specific.
Yes. I'm sorry. I'm gonna stop. and drink the
Okay,
rosé.
that's good. That's good. All right, I'll move on from that. Okay, so tell me two different meanings. Don't ask Maria help for this because she doesn't really know. What? Tell me two different meanings for the word sentence.
Oh, prison and a bunch of words.
Yes, very good.
Oh,
Got it, yes.
I was like phrase, utterance. Like,
Tell me two meanings for the word cap.
Hat and tooth filling.
Okay, good.
Oh.
Yeah. I wasn't thinking of that one. That's a good one. Okay.
good one.
What's another word? So now we're doing synonyms. What's another word for ponder?
Think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're nailing it. Crushing. Very
you guys,
good.
I'm nailing it.
This is like what she wanted at the eye exam.
That's all I wanted is
Yeah,
for him to
good
say
job.
good job.
Good job.
Okay, what's another word for infuriate?
Infuriate.
So it's like the opposite of laughter.
Madden.
Yeah, madden or to be angry. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Ashley, for being on the
Yes,
show.
thank you so much. Yes. Did everyone get free wine, by the way? Round of applause for the free wine, yes? Okay, so they all got free wine and cheese. We actually have some non-speech people here. I was thinking we could, like, talk to them and be like,
Oh, right. Yeah.
what
I
brought
want.
you here?
Yeah.
So, any non-speech people here that want to tell us about themselves? Oh, I see. All I see is a finger, but, like, not a face. Like, so, like, I think you have a hat and a beard. Yeah, so what are you doing here? Like, tell us about yourself. Oh,
Good.
good.
All right. Give it up for that good
Yeah.
boyfriend.
Woo, yes.
The good boyfriend.
Did
Very
you get
good.
a shirt? Did girlfriend see? Yeah, that's the one who was like,
Yeah.
like,
He's even making sure she gets the free stuff.
Yes. We
Yeah,
got
he's
you.
a keeper.
Yes.
Very
How-
good. What do
long
you
are-
do for a living?
okay.
Oh,
right.
we'll have to talk.
Yeah.
I really struggle with meal prep.
Yeah, can you give us some tips on meal prep?
And to not be like not feeling like doing it and then starving the next day. What do you
He's
do
going to be
about
like,
that?
just do it. But anyway,
Yeah.
what do you think? I'll leave it to the expert.
Broccoli and chicken. I like it. All right.
So that was really fun to listen to and relive that day, that moment.
And that was only part 1. We still have a lot more to share with you in our next episode. So our live show is going to be split between 2 episodes, and look forward to that next week.
Yes, and we hope you enjoyed so far the first part.
Yeah, I loved Ashley Hamilton. She was so great. You can follow her on at Ashley Ham, and that has 3 M's at the end of it. And she has her podcast, which is, wait 1 second, we're talking about Britney Spears.
Yeah, I'm going to have to check that out as well.
Yeah. So now it's time to end with our quote.
Yes, and I like the quote that you know and say to me all the time.
Right. And that is, if you're not embarrassed by your first piece of work, then you started too late.
Yes, that is great. So definitely fits tonight's episode.
Are you embarrassed of it, or did you like it?
I did like it, but there were a few parts that I was like, but it's my first time hosting, so
I thought you did a fabulous job.
Thank you. So did you.
Everybody send Maria a DM telling her how wonderfully she did on this live episode. And please look forward to our part 2 next week.
Can't wait for you guys to listen to it and tell us your thoughts. And don't forget to review us on iTunes.
Oh, yeah. If you could just review us on iTunes, we'd like that. Okay.
Yes.
Have a good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Or good afternoon.
Cheers.
Good
I say.
morning. Bye.
All the good stuff. And now, a word from our sponsor.
Hey ladies, I'm kind of sort of loving and openly admittingly fangirling y'all lovely duo of SLP's Wine and Cheese.
Yes, and we love listening to your podcast, First Bite.
Well, thank you. I'm Michelle Dawson, and I specialize in functional but fun treatment for medically fragile kiddos, especially for those that have feeding and swallowing impairments and who use AAC devices as part of their total communication plan. On my podcast, First Bite, we discuss all topics related to early intervention and pediatric speech therapy. We address those worrisome ethics and clinical supervision concerns, as well as jump into private practice ownership and really get into the nooks and crannies of all the things in between by interviewing guest experts in the field. Then, every 4th episode, we bring it back home to my Palmetto State by having evidence-based reviews of case studies or resources with my dear friend and colleague, Aaron Forward, who kind of sort of came up with this whole idea.
First Bite is partnered with Speech Therapy PD, offering evidence-based content in a podcast. Each episode can count as 1 hour ASHA CEU. Find them on iTunes, Spotify, or anywhere else you listen to podcasts.
Absolutely. And thanks for all you do and for spreading joy into the world.
Cheers.